little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
And an alley to run. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over. At the 20-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. Hey, Echo.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he's got his man, Hilton. Hilton's first catch, good for a first down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think he might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and it almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
He completes this one to Mack. With 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Rivers. And his throw is incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Rivers now. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off right around the 43. There he goes left side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. And it's good to make it 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think they're going to stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing, Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll run it then out of the gun. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Carr. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
We got this.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Rivers, and he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. First down, Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Okay. Block 11!
Rivers again. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Taylor. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Oh, and Mack has the ball stripped. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Here we go, D.
From the 27, Rivers. He's got it to Hilton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
I'm trying to collect.
Wait, 89. From the gun, Rivers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. 3rd and long for Rivers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives him the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really be demoralizing.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Raiders' 7-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I got you.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
A loss of a yard.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that?
on, what does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. To throw, it's Carr. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Anthony Walker came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr, he's airing it up. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams, 95 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21 to
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. After the sack on first down, Rivers throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Here's Rivers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Darius Leonard, last year's leading tackler as a rookie in the NFL, in on the stop. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Carr now to throw. Able to find Waller. That's complete. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Carr going to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
It was Justin Houston who got him down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Carr being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try to get some space.
Here's Carr to throw. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And some room to roam now. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. One more time with Jacobs. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll run with Jacobs. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Ready, flat 180.
Yeah, we don't want nothing.
Hey, Delta.
48. Hey,
You.
let's go. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Hey, orbit.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rivers. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Rivers. And that will be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the 24, Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He's able to get a hand in and knock it away.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Carr. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. They've got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams, 76 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded about a yard deep.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a toss play. This is Mack. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Round 80.
48, Mike. Check pass. Check pass.
They go right back to Mack. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Indianapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. On 3rd down, a run by Mack. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. They'll run for it. It's Mack. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
the 34-yard line.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
A gain of 14. First down, Raiders.
I got it.
On first down, it's Jacobs. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, please.
And he fires one incomplete.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, they might reduce them, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounces. 8 ounces is good.
All right, just checking.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
Factored in.
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
On second down now, it's Taylor. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. On third down, Rivers. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a first and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing Rivers. Past the 20. There he goes right side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest. Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in